huh? We were all proud of her. We were just knock-around guys, neighborhood Jersey guys, you know? But when my brother David joined Joey Dean the Starlighters, and then they became stars, it made us think if one of us could make it, then anything was possible. Then again, early on, I knew somehow my life was never gonna be, normal.
Hey, Billy, who do you think you are, Captain? Some kind of big shot?
Yeah, Eddie. Yeah, I think I'm a big shot. I think I'm a regular freaking Jimmy Caddy.
Yeah, you're some big shot, all right. What are you gonna do? Shoot me? Go ahead, Jimmy Caddy, shoot me.
See what I mean? The bullet's still in there. It only hurts when I laugh. The problem is, this world is very funny.
I also met Eddie at the Choo Choo Club. My band was one of those he sat in with and embarrassed us singer. I was 16 and I had a phony cabaret license, and I was working all over New York City, sitting in with Lionel Hampton, playing in Greenwich Village with Jimi Hendrix, when he was still Jimmy James with a pompadour. And I used to stand in front of the Metropole Cafe and watch all those great drummers, Sonny Payne, Gene Krupa, and Buddy Rich, stealing every lick I could. And one day the Metropole started playing rock and roll in the afternoons, and I got to play there. It was really quite awesome. One day I was a kid outside looking in, and the next day I was up on that stage. Now the owners, they really loved me right away. They liked my style. They thought I had a really bright future, if I could stay out of trouble. They kind of watched over me and even gave me a place to stay upstairs in one of the empty dressing rooms. So one day my friend Ruby comes in. Felix, you take.
Okay, but I gotta back up a little bit first. I found out real quick all these Jersey guys had one thing in common. They were all crazy. Come over for coffee one of these days and I'll tell you stories you will not believe. So like I was saying, I go to Europe with Joey D. And who are we opening for? Some group called the Beatles.
Wait a minute. Excuse me, folks, but I must interrupt. Felix is being a little too humble here. October 26, 1963, Stockholm, Sweden, the Beatles open for them. I swear to God.
But to tell you the truth, we didn't think that much of these English guys trying to do our American music. What did they do? Later, when they started writing their own songs, well, then we got it. Anyway, I get back home, I start a little group that becomes the house band at Joey's Starlight Club. Not exactly the Peppermint Lounge, by the way. And I thought we were pretty good, but my future ex, Ruby, straightened me right out.
What, you think you guys are good?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I do.
Well, I know a drummer that's a lot better than yours.
What do you know? You work in a bank.
Oh, really, college boy? Follow me.
So she drags me into the Metropole Cafe, and there is Dino Danelli, who within 60 seconds of the first song completely blows my mind. The sticks are flying all over the place, while he's laying down a groove like he can't believe. So I say to Ruby, you know any guitar players?
And it turns out that we love all the same music. Ray Charles, Miles Davis, all the stuff that's coming from Motown. Now, we don't really get a chance to play together until a singer comes to town named Sanju Scott, and she's on her way to Vegas. She's looking for a keyboard player and a drummer. Sanju was kind of a lounge act, but she did a lot of Broadway show tunes, but with a very interesting twist. So Felix and I, we sign on, we go to Vegas. as Sandra Scott and her Scotties. And if you didn't already guess, we're wearing kilts, horns, the whole Scottish line. It was truly embarrassing, especially for a couple of young paisans. But the good thing was when she made costume changes, Felix and I got a chance to play a song together. And what a trip it was, the first time I got to hear him sing. You know that I love you, tell the world I do. Come on, pretty baby, why can't you be true? I need your love and need it oh so bad. You're the best woman that I ever had. You're so damn. Baby, I've been moving away too bad. If you want our love, Sam.
Hey, let's face it, we were a weird combination that just clicked. On paper, it shouldn't have worked as well as it did. Felix's soul music, Eddie's doo-wop, and Dino's New Orleans second line and big band jazz. And then there was me, the white guy. Rockabilly was my thing. Carl Perkins, Scotty Moore with Elvis, Cliff Gallup with Gene Vincent, Dwayne Eddy, and James Burton with Ricky Nelson. That's a James Burton like I used on Good Lovin'. You know, Bruce Springsteen told me that's why he bought the record.
All right, is everybody ready? Here we go. A one, a two, a 1, 2, 3,
Lounge. Then all my guys split and went home. But I ain't leaving. I stayed. So what do you know? Joey D decides to put his band back together and asked me to join. We catch Felix just back from Vegas and he rejoins. And he replaces his brother David. And now we got 3/4 of the Rascals.
To make some things
Felix says, let's start our own band. By the way, I happen to know a very cool drummer. So Felix calls Dino and tells him that he thinks he's got the right guys for the band. And that's how we wind up in Felix's father's basement. Remember that day, Eddie?
Yeah, would you believe we learned 26 songs the first day? And the local kids could hear it through the basement windows. So we were killing it right away in the neighborhood. And then it came full circle for me. Our first residency is at my home away from home, the Choo Choo Club. And by the way, not for nothing, but the Choo Choo Club was called the Choo Choo Club for a reason. Can you guess why? You could set your watch by it. But who could afford a watch?